most valuable commodity I know is information. Wouldn't you agree?
Alright guys, back again. Just going to show you some stuff I'm working on tonight. We got the diesel heater, as usual, clicking away. We got the little fuel pump thing I showed you last time. Let's get the fuel filter. That's how I fill her up. Something with this jerry can. Now what I've done is I've gone up and hooked up an old diesel heater I had. Now this is the diesel heater I ran, and I heated my Tahoe for 2 winters, and I also saved my ass by running these 2 heaters in my house during the ice storm. So that was the last time I ran. This one was like 4 years ago. That was when my furnace went out in an ice storm and left me fucked for like 24 hours. It was like negative temperatures, and these 2 diesel heaters kept my house warm. And I mean, it's a couple electric heaters in these going. Then I was going to show you that hookup here. Just running that up my chimney. I've got parts per million carbon monoxide detectors all over. I won't leave it unattended, this one anyway. This one sometimes, but try not to. And I got my 2 controllers. As you can see, this one only gets up 143C. That means the burn chamber's super dirty. Got to clean that out. I have a rebuild kit. I just got to do it. Comes with a new glow plug and a little glow plug screen. So I've got the whole entire rebuild kit. I might even buy a burn chamber if I can't get that one cleaned up or if it looks bad. But anyway, thought I'd show you that though. This thing's kicking away. Got this little fancy little director out here. And I like it how it is. This can heat up the whole garage. I started this a half hour ago. We're only at 50. Now we're approaching 55 Fahrenheit already, which is crazy. I also got these. I wanted to show you this. Now this is really cool. It might look like shit. You see those 2 chairs? They got this. Those are heaters. Those are heating blankets. I don't know if they're made for paint drying or what, but they're 800 watts a piece on full if you just plug them in. So that's 1,600 watts to run both of them. I mean, you will get uncomfortably warm in these chairs on full blast, even if it's cold out. So it's really nice because it heats you from the bottom and it comes straight up under you. It's like a really nice little heated chair. But what's cool is I've got them wired into this little box. This is a variable rheostat, and it can do 15 amps, 120 volts, which is enough to run both of these on full. So when you flip this switch to full, that's 100%. These will get up to 100% power, and they'll be drawing 1,600 watts, kind of like one of those little small electric heaters, except for it's coming straight up. But why this is like a lifesaver, if you brought this off grid, and you had, like, say, an inverter like I got with a lithium battery, you could turn this all the way down on low, and you could put these underneath your tent on the floor. Like, you can walk on these. They're really durable. Or you could put them over you in your tent. And you could run, 200 watts of heat or 100 watts of heat. I just want to put a, like the really nice power boxes, they have a monitor and it'll tell you how much power that you're actually drawing. Or you can get that thing called the kilowatt or one of those other real-time readers that you plug in line, and it'll tell you how much power you're using. I'd really like to do that. But these things are sweet. A friend of mine gave me these. He worked doing paint, so I think these have something to do with drying paint. But I've been using them forever. They don't make a smell. They just get real hot real quick. Like if I turn this on full right now, these will get hot in about 5 minutes. They'll be scorching hot. Like, you can't touch them. You can hold your hand there for a second or two, but you got to pull it away. That's how hot that they get. But they're not hot enough to, like, start paper on fire. I've had tape up against them. Like, I just use duct tape because they don't get quite hot enough to melt duct tape. So they're really just like the perfect thing for putting heat where you need it. And in here, they look like shit, but when it gets cold and you got cold cement floor, you can sit and warm up in these little chairs. And Got a heated one there too on that chair. So anyway, enough of the diesel heater stuff and stories. It's so cool to have two again. I got my little jerry can as my home base, and I can just fill that up and then pump the fuel up into the other heater. And this one runs out of the jerry can. Obviously, I don't have to run both of those all the time. Let's come out here. Now we got internal combustion reactor going. As you can see, collecting some wood tar. You hear it running. It's not much smoke coming out, really. And I know it's still running. Oh yeah, it's hot. So it's like pure heat, but I'm not using the water cooling this time. So I'm just adjusting, and I've just got a heavy piece of steel holding the lid on. But as you can see, there's no leakage. Earlier there was a little bit of smoke leakage, but it has stopped. And now we've got, this pipe is warm. This pipe is very warm. That pipe's almost hot. So let's go get our thermometer. All right, I know you can't see it, but I'm just gonna go over here. So bottom of the can, we get 100. We come up here, 149, 143, 177 was the hottest. See, near the top up on this side, we run 140, 150. Bottom of the can, just about 100. And we come around, the rest of the can, 80, 90. This tube is showing only 50 or so. And that can is showing, it was showing 70 near the top. Oh, down low it's hotter. That's weird. The glass is 70, but then up top cools. Oh, yep, 80. So yeah, 60. So it's cooling off, and the only thing making out of there, I bet that's flammable wood gas. That's why there's no smoke, no steam. We've gotten all the moisture out. Now it's just pure wood tar. So I'll show you in the morning. I've had the same amount of wood that I loaded this with. And, it creates this super ultra fine charcoal if you don't let it go all the way. That's just the remaining product. This is like a semi-done. Just slightly, as you can see, it keeps its same shape. It just gets lighter and drier and starts gradually turning into charcoal, which is really cool. That's what, whatever's not doing pyrolysis, that's what it's doing. It's turning into that. It's just so weird how it goes. Shut it off, there's just like a missing spot in there of wood and just white ash. The cleanest ash in the world. This has only been running for a couple hours and it's already, I bet it's consumed, I don't know, about half that wood, 8 pounds, which is 64,000 BTUs. That's quite a bit of heat that it's given off. And it's all come out of this can. So this is like a really safe heater. I could actually run water pump, which I have, through this coil, and I could extract that heat out if I wanted to heat up like a, radiant floor or some kind of heating. I could take that heat, instead of putting it into the air, I could literally directly pull it right out of the right out of that coil. So it's another use for this, but that's just a side thing. Really, this internal combustion reactor that I'm working on, it's going to be to run an engine, but an alternative use is a really safe heater that can run for a long time off a small amount of wood. It's got other uses like harvesting this, any kind of, everybody's seen gasifiers and things like that. This kind of does that similar, but this is different. So works on a different principle. This is just pure pyrolysis. There is no flame. There is no fire. A little bit of smoke at the beginning, and that's it. One more thing I wanted to show you. See my bluegill? He likes to come up and chill in that aquarium. Raised water feature. You suck the air out and it creates a place for the fish to go, and they actually prefer that. and in the winter it freezes a little bit, but for now we're just using bubbling air, 60 watts, to keep it from freezing. And the fish love it. I just fed them their Christmas dinner. They got worms and goldfish food. They're pretty happy. They were eating it. Now they're just stationary again. But yeah, this is their little home. One winter, all the water came out. There's only like 6 inches of water, and somehow all these guys survived. So I've always taken really good care since. There was an accident. I didn't realize it was under like 2 feet of snow. And there's a pump down in my bio box down there. Well, it had malfunctioned and was pumping the water up and out over like an ice block, and all the water came out. So the water level dropped below to where luckily not all the water came out, but there was only 6 inches of like hyper bubbling water like that, about half the power of that, but the fish were all in that. They must have been traumatized, but they all survived, at least most of them. You can see how big those goldfish are now. These were all feeder fish, all bought at the store. There's other things in there. You got frogs, turtles, but everything's hibernating for the winter. Couple things before I go I wanted to show you. So I got this scientific instrument. It's called a thermocouple. I've got other probes, but basically you can put that the highest of temperatures and it's real time. It tells you the temp. See how it's going up from me holding it. I was just holding the probe. Now it's dropping. So yeah, it's a really good, useful scientific instrument. Then it's going to show you this. The diesel heaters are kicking away. Freaking awesome. Heated up to almost 60 now. It's just a few minutes later from earlier. I don't know if you have one of these. It's a splitter, just super useful for those little projects. And then the most useful thing is this tool belt I wanted to show you. So this has a myriad of all the best tools, I would say. I wanted to show you. I just wear it around. It's my project belt. Goes on my side, and I'll show you all the stuff that it has. So you can holster, because it's a holster obviously, your drill. You got a nice little hammer with a hatchet. You got the bug killer, you know what I'm saying? You got a bug to take care of, and you just boom, dead. No more problems with bugs. You got, got this knife, this carabiner knife, super useful for certain things. It flips out, it's serrated, sharp. So you got that, and then you got the old DeWalt razor knife with multiple razors. Gotta have the old reliable mini screwdriver flathead. You got this. Now this is not gonna take it out, but it's a bitch to get out. It's a little grinder. It's got a light built on it, USB charged. And then I've got all the little bits, the grinders, diamond bits. It's a little, all different grinder bits there, the best ones for grinding and sandpaper. Super useful. You got your super useful Klein tools, fucking wire strippers, mini fill-ups. Gotta have it. It's super useful. Everybody's gotta have a flashlight. Got the focus beam. You got your fucking side beam for lighting up the area. So you gotta have the focus beam. Then I got this. This was my favorite pair of adjustable pliers. They're from my grandpa Ron. It's also one of my best friends, like my grandma. You got this. I was a demolition guy for about 15 years. I did a lot of demolition. This was my sidearm, just a little mini. That was my mini. You see, desk heads tools or whatever. Then I got my mini crowbar. You can hammer it. It's a little flat bar. And I also got really good adjustable scissors that you can tighten And then the ultimate wire cutters right there, the cantilever style. Gotta have this high-end cantilever style cutters. You can cut anything, thickest wire in the world. When you got zip ties, obviously gotta have some of those. One glue stick, and you got a whole bunch of paracord right there, black paracord. So yeah, it's quite the supplies, and obviously you can put your drill in here if you need it. There's spots for other things. I got some other little goodies hidden in here, more screwdrivers and whatnots. So just thought I'd show you that. See if that's a super useful thing. You should put yourself together one of these, so when you're working around the house, you can slap that on. You can do whatever you got to do. Obviously, this was more of a joke, but it is good for killing bugs. If you don't like spiders, or you don't like flying bugs like bees and shit, you got one of those. You just load up these fireworks to a modified, you got to modify a CO2 pistol, and you can fire these out, and they will kill any bug with a loud bang. Sounds like a bullet gun. Super cool. I like doing it. I don't care. And nothing super valuable in here. It's all just my fun, my happy place. If you've never seen my videos, it looks like a cluttery mess, but it's actually a whole lot of stories for everything. Stories for days. We got all the things, all the projects, all the inventions, and all the prototypes happen. A lot of it in here. Supercharger going out the window. That's a fun thing we're working with now. But anyway, thanks for joining me. If you like diesel heaters, you might have seen I was like one of the first people to hook a radiator up. There it is. It's a steam radiator. I had it hooked up in this window over here, and I was able to extract, I don't know, an extra 5,000 or 8,000 BTUs of heat for free out of that. It worked awesome. The only reason I unhooked it is because it was unwieldy. It was taking up all this space. I did my experiments. I ran a 2-stroke generator, collected heat from that. I ran a 4-stroke. The cool thing about running generators hooked to that is it completely silences it. So when I get the internal combustion reactor to the point where I want it, I'm going to run the generator off the wood being pyrolyzed on the inside there. We're going to use, I got some techniques, and we're going to actually use the gases, the wood gas, the syngas, to run the generator. We may even do all this indoors just to prove a point that this is all self-contained. We'll just have one single exhaust port going through this radiator and outside. So we'll be extracting all the heat from this radiator, all the heat from the generator's air cooling, all the heat from the internal combustion reactor. So we'll be getting literally like 95% of the heat generated from that wood and the pyrolyzation and its off-gassing. We'll be scrounging that as well. And so yeah, that'll be interesting. And the power that thing generates, some of it will be used to run that 30-watt pump, but that's it, or 60-watt, depending on what works best. So yeah, just a small amount of that power, it can put out about 1,500 watts, that 2-horsepower 4-stroke generator that I'm going to operate with the wood gas. 1,500 watts, so I'll have quite the substantial power left where I could actually run an electric heater at like, say, 1,200 watts and extract 1,200 more watts of pure heat from just that wood. So that's kind of a super exciting, wonderful thing I can't wait to do. I'm sorry if I'm a little hyped up about it, but I just got to make that work. Even if I can't make it work, I've got a backup plan with a catalytic burner where I could use that heat to run a catalytic burner inside and actually extract the rest of the heat. But that's not free electricity. That's what we want. We could do enough power using what are called thermoelectric generators to run the pump. And we may just do that. We can't get the wood gas thing working. But let's not talk like that. maybe once we get the generator running, then maybe we'll revisit the thermoelectric generator slash catalytic waste product burner, which will take the pyrolyzation reaction and any kind of leftovers. But you can see it's almost smoke free. The only thing coming out of that top, that's actually flammable gas, but we'll revisit that later. That's later on. Thanks again for joining me. You have a great night.